Hey everyone, it's your boy Musa the Travel Barber. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I am gonna be posting haircut video, travel videos, and more. You just gotta stay tuned because it's gonna be a hell of a ride, and it's gonna be an exciting adventure. First, I want to start off by telling y'all who I am and when I started cutting hair. Basically my story. I was born in Tanzania. I came to the US when I was 5 years old. Been here ever since. And I seen America change a lot. And what is African booty scratcher?
Originally from West Africa, but when I came from Africa, I did not appreciate them African jokes. Let me ask you a question right now. What the hell is an African booty scratcher? Please, can somebody Google that right now? What's a booty scratcher?
But then, start singing Burna Boy, Wizkid, and Tems. It's different now. We as an African community, not just Africans, all the refugees have been through a lot. But I mostly say Africans because most African Americans would try to treat us like we're not the same. But like, bro, you know they got you from Africa as slaves, right? Like, but I seen that change throughout the years I lived in America. But my journey started my 9th grade year in high school. That year was the hardest year for me. I had hit rock bottom and I felt like I did not deserve it. And I asked myself, why is God putting me through all this? Why does this gotta happen to me? Even though I was young, just 15, and I knew I had a whole life ahead of me, I still had high expectations for myself. And as I had high expectations for myself, I started to doubt myself, asking myself every day, Musa, can you do this? And there was little voices in my head telling me, you can't do it. You're a loser. There's no way you're gonna graduate or pass the regents. You failing all your classes and you skipping, you might as well drop out. And these voices always made me feel like I have nothing to or mean anything to anybody. So I had always listened to them and wanted to drop out when my first school year in high school ended. Then when that school year ended, I had to go back to school to do some regents. I took algebra, global environmental science, and US history. Of all the tests I took, I passed algebra with a 66 and failed the rest of them. I was happy when I passed math, but it surprised me because I was not good at math. For those of you who don't know what regents is, it's a test that you had to take at the end of the school year and pass. The score had to be 60 or higher, and they give you all 4 years in high school to pass them. I don't know if they do it now in 2023, but they are harsh on us because other states don't gotta do them. Only New York State. I know a guy that was in high school for 3 extra years just because he couldn't pass them. I don't know how or why, but he should have worked out something with the school cause damn! Back to what I was saying. So after the test, the school ended. I had agreed with myself to drop out and not go to school anymore. I was convinced I was going to drop out. It came to a time where I was hanging with my friends in the summer and they was talking about how their school soccer team was doing, and I was telling them about our soccer team. Our team was trash, I said. First game of the season, we got beat 9-1, and everybody started to laugh, and I was laughing with them. And when everybody was done laughing, one of my friends said to me, yo, just transfer to our school. You a good soccer player to be on that team. I can talk to the coach and see if you can transfer and see if they can transfer you. I was like, okay. I thought he was just playing because I did not know people can just transfer to different schools before 11th and 12th grade. I did not know it was possible until he told me a couple days later. The coach said you can come to tryouts and he gonna see how you do and he gonna decide. And from that time he told me that I was excited to play with a different school. So 3 weeks later I met with the coach at the tryout and I introduced myself and he said, if you do good, I am gonna help you transfer. And they kinda put pressure on me a little because there was other nice players there at tryouts. So my goal was not to play hard or do a lot of impressive skills. I said to myself, I am gonna outrun them when we run to show I got the stamina. And when we do a little scrimmage, I would let the game come to me. I would not force it. I would try to prove that I am calm. And when the tryouts was over, he told me these exact words, where have you been? Because I'm gonna transfer you as soon as possible. I will talk to a couple of people and make it happen. And as time passed by, he put me on the team even though the transfer was not complete yet. But couple days later, I had an interview with the school. They asked why do I want to transfer and what's my goal for that school year and all that stuff.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
And after that, they told me the transfer is complete. So I was officially on the team and officially at a new school. That part right there, that's where my life started to change. Man, I tell you, guys, God is good. Because my thoughts on dropping out vanished, and I started to see myself different, and I started to respect myself. When I was young, I used to put myself under everybody. Never used to see me as someone who can make someone else happy and need me, until my first year in my new school. And I was much happier because I was closer to my best friends. The other school, I did not know anybody except the kids I played soccer with. And when the school year started, they sent us a mail for all our classes. And as I was looking at the classes, I had barbering at the end of my class period. And I was just talking with myself saying, what the hell is barbering? That class is trash. I don't want to be touching other people's hair. That's nasty. Barbers got a boring life. I definitely don't want to be a barber, but since they put me in that class, I'm gonna have to do it. So the first year of the school year came. I was hyped and excited. You know how the first day of school be, I couldn't sleep because I was excited. I was mostly excited to play soccer for the school, after school, because our team was nice as hell. The first few games we played was tournaments, and we won the whole thing, and the real season was gonna start. And as I walked out of the bus in the morning, walking in the school, I felt like I was home. It just felt right. It felt like I was meant to be at that school, even though I did not know the future and what God had planned for me. Knew before I leave the school, something good is going to happen. And as the soccer season went by, we was already 1 month in, and we had only lost 1 game, and we had earned ourselves a spot in sectionals. And as the school year was passing by, I was liking barbering less and less, because all we was doing was bookwork and never cutting hair. I was getting sick of it, of the class. It was boring, and we was just 1 month in the school year. Before the month was over, we had to play sectional finals. This was my first time making it this far in school sports, so I was excited and a whole lot of nervous. And when we played, after a hard fight, we beat them 2-1. I remember that day like it was yesterday. I felt like I have just won a World Cup. Me in particular, I was the happiest because I did not know a kid like me could achieve something like that. All my life I have seen myself as a nobody that can never achieve anything. But God said, I'm gonna prove you wrong, kid. After that game, we had to play 2 more games to go to states, and we went on to play the first game, and we won 2-0. It was an easy game. Everybody believed that we can do it. Everybody on the team had confidence that we was going to states. The whole school was behind us, cheering us on, and they made us believe more because of the support. But when the final game came to put us into state class A final 4, we lost 2-0. It was a quiet long ride home with everybody thinking to themselves, what went wrong? Who do we blame? That game really taught me in life, you have to be thankful for the losses and the bad days. Smile through them, because out of all the good days you had, winning, we forget that the bad days have to come. There's nowhere you can run from it. It don't matter who you are. So from that day forward, I have made that saying as my life favorite for me. And the season ended, and that was my first year at my new school, and I loved the way things was going. I was passing my classes, the teachers were much better, and the school year was flying by. And it was the end of the second marking period, and I was not liking barbering. So I went to my guidance counselor to change my barbering class to a general contractor. I wanted to learn how to build houses because they had the class, it looked more fun. But he said to me, you can't change your class. It is almost the third marking period, and you can't change it. I left mad, but even though I hated the class, I was still learning lots of things like how to cut different hair texture and different ways you can infect someone with germs. It was a lot of bookwork, which I hated throughout the school year, and school was finally over. I was finally in 11th grade and I was back in barbering class. This time the teacher had us doing something different. We was cutting mannequins for a while, like 3 months, and I started to pick up on cutting hair quickly, and I was starting to love the class, and I started getting nice with cutting hair. So I begged my parents so they can buy me some warm-up clippers. That's all I wanted. It was not perfect, but they did the job. So I started cutting my own hair, messing it up, and I cut my little brother's hair, and I felt like I was doing a good job. So a few of my friends started coming to get a haircut for free, and I was cutting in my house bathroom. And one time it dawned on me that I should start charging. And when I started charging, they stopped coming to get a haircut. And after a while, this one kid hit me up and came to get a haircut. And I charged him $6. And I cut his hair and he paid me. I was so excited to get the $6. I went and showed my mom and said, "Look, the money I made from cutting hair, it's $6. I was screaming happily. I thought I was gonna get paid $6 from someone else that was gonna come get a haircut or hit me up online. But nobody ever hit me up after that. And I stopped cutting at home and I was cutting more at school. So I was getting better. And when it got in the middle of the school year, I got nice and started cutting people's hair at school. Most of my friends and most of the people I did not know were coming just because I was nice, and the school year ended and I did not know where to cut hair at in the summer. So I was not cutting hair for 3 weeks. Until this one day, I was walking to my friend's house because it was around the block. I walked and passed a barbershop. I was passing by quick and looking inside. I was saying to myself, I should work here one day. And when I was done at my friend's house, I walked back home. And when I was walking back, I saw this one guy sitting outside the barbershop I passed by earlier. And he said to me, "I like your haircut. Who did it?" And I said, "I did." And he responded and said, "You cut hair?" I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "You want a job?" I said, "Hell yeah." He said, "Bring a friend tomorrow and cut his hair. If you do good, you can get a job." And I went home excited and I couldn't sleep. And the next day I brought my brother and I gave him a fade. That day I cut his hair like my life depended on it. And when I was done, he liked the haircut and was like, "You can set up your stuff back there." And I was like, "You mean today?" And he said, "Yeah, you can start today." So I set up my stuff and was sitting in the shop watching them cut all day. And when I got home, I started texting my friends and posting on Facebook that I was cutting in a shop, but nobody showed up for 3 weeks since I posted it. Like, nobody wanted to get their haircuts. So I was sitting around in the shop watching everybody cut. Time passed and the soccer season was started. So we had to go to practice. And at practice, I was letting everybody know I was working in the barbershop. And a few friends started coming. So they started telling their friends to come get a haircut. Because I was doing haircuts for free. And when school finally started, I was in the barbering class again. So I started telling all the students and letting them know I was working in the barbershop. I made sure everybody knew. So most of them that lived near me came for haircuts. I was still cutting hair for free. And the people I was working with told me to start charging at least $15. So I did. And when I started charging, a few people stopped coming. And I lost half of my clients. That tells you a lot about people. And those that did come paid, and also I started to get walk-ins. Everything was good. So school finally started, so was the soccer season. During one of the games, I twisted my knee and I had to get surgery. It was also my senior year, so I did not play the rest of the league season. So I started focusing on barbering and growing and taking it serious. I got nicer and I started loving what I do. I still love what I do. That's why I want to take my skill to a different level and show people God can turn nothing into something. And I a nobody into a somebody. That's why I have started this YouTube channel. I'm not a big time or an important person, but who said that it's not possible? The haters? Oh, I know the haters can only make plays on the sidelines with all that talking. But God makes the plays that never disappoints. Only reason I'm telling my story is to say this: we're gonna win on this side. Don't count us out yet.